can prepare to assist the committee in appreciating what is on the ground. Probably it is different.
Was a letter delegating me with authority to run the institution of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority from the Director General, who is out of the country due to health reasons.
The committee has directed the UCAA officials to appear before it on another day. Meanwhile, tomorrow, the MPs will visit NTV International Airport as part of their oversight activities. Juma Kiria, NTV.
Thank you, Juma Kiria, for that report. NTV Tonight takes a very short break. On your return, we bring you more stories making headlines across the country, and he is still to come. Still to come. In Eco Talk tonight, we bring you pupils who are turning lessons into reality by creatively recycling and finding solutions in unlikely places. And Uganda Women's Super League champions Kawempe Muslim ladies have arrived in Rwanda ahead of the Sekafa CAF Women's Champions League qualifiers, which get underway tomorrow.
Hello, Mr. Mukasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
Hey, that is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the Visare went a bit high.
Why?
Because the paint we use is of good quality. So the place gained the value.
Which paint?
Global paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use Global Mat. And for the inside walls, we use Global Silk Vinyl.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use Global Weather Coat Emulsion so that the walls don't peel.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount and the place becomes humidity.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Welcome to our new office. This is where the parking is, and then the warehouse front door here, the reception here, the lorry's entrance there, and their exit there. This is it.
So where is the building?
Fast, stress-free construction. Get your factory-made buildings in 12 weeks with SafBuild. Order yours now. SafBuild, a quality building solution from Uganda Bati.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching NTV Tonight. Now, the medical interns still have more demands, and we asked you to share your thoughts on what you think about this, and thank you so much for reaching out on a different social media platforms. We shall start with X, where you have Sharifu saying, yes, medical interns deserve better allowances. How do we justify MPs receiving airtime and other allowances while interns working long hours to save lives struggle? Medical interns contribute directly to society in ways many politicians never will. Tumwine Gideon there saying, even the critical surgeons are interns, no expert medics attend to patients at night. We all survive on interns' mercy. Please pay them and reduce those unnecessary appointed officials and the fleet, plus their allowances. We shall be well sorted in our country, Uganda, health-wise. And then someone, Ivan Molef says, I want the government to explain to taxpayers why it finds it appropriate to give billions in handouts to music promoters, musicians, social media content creators, etc., but finds the demands of medical intern doctors unpatriotic. Please make it make sense. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. You at home can still be part, and we shall follow up on those polls later on. NTV Tonight continues with a follow-up report. Yesterday, we brought you the story of Gloria Namande, a woman seeking justice over complications she says arose after undergoing a cesarean section. Now, tonight, we delve deeper in the hours after she recovered her consciousness, and she tells her story deeper more together with her husband, Philip Kakande. We bring you the details in this report.
Suffered another devastating blow. Their newborn child was pronounced dead. The loss compounded the emotional trauma the family was already enduring as they struggled to come to terms with Gloria's condition.
The baby died in January 2024 while Gloria was still in an ICU in Nairobi Hospital. I was informed and I was instructed that she's not yet conscious. So the doctor asked them, so when shall we tell her? They said, we will tell you as we see how she's recovering, if she starts to ask. So eventually in March 2024, because I was with her for all this time, but I couldn't tell her. And also I didn't bury our son because I was away. The doctors told me now it's time to tell her. So you bring her here. So they broke the news and she broke down. But thankfully, we were with them.
It was so painful. Because imagine I was in this state of not being able to move. I lost my baby. I was in a very difficult state.
Slowly, Namande gained consciousness after several months, and painfully, she didn't recognize her surrounding. Her husband had to painfully walk her through the events that led her to the hospital bed in a foreign country, far from her children. After months in intensive care and further treatment, Namande was eventually referred for continued rehabilitation and specialized care, including treatment at Aga Khan Hospital.
Treating doctor recommended that she now goes to Aga Khan Hospital for further treatment. First of all, the costs were too high in the hospital, Nairobi Hospital. So they advised me that, look, you find a nursing home where you can put her while we continue this treatment. Between January and June, she was in a nursing home. Then from June 7th, we took her to Aga Khan Hospital for further review. This is 2024. And the receiving doctor there said, look, this is the information I have. She went for a C-section. That C-section resulted into failure to wake up. It was upgraded to general anesthesia. But we don't know what has caused this. We don't have the information, the consequences, the decisions and the implications of these actions. We don't know. But this is the decision which this is the condition. She's hemiplegic on the right side and cannot move, and they describe this.
Even as treatment continued, Philip began seeking access to Namande's medical records back in Kampala. He says doctors in Kenya repeatedly requested additional information to better understand her condition and guide treatment decisions. However, obtaining those records proved difficult. Despite Gloria providing written consent and the family paying the required fees, they say access to key records remained delayed. The family says it took months of correspondence, more than 50 emails, and repeated requests before some documents were eventually released to the medical council.
From 9th June, up to the following year, 2025, March, we were in this endless back and forth. They would request for money today. They take a month. They respond to you after 2 months. You write back. They say, now let her give us a consent letter. She writes a consent letter. We issue it to them. After 3 months, they come back and they say, look, while we are following up, they say, at one point, one lady called Martha actually picked it out and said, look, respond to this gentleman. This is not the first email coming through. And finally, I informed them that, look, they actually put a demand and said, we've tried to contact her, we can't, this is the phone we have in our records, she's not reachable, let her come for the report physically. Then I informed them in writing, she's unable to come to the hospital because she's now in a wheelchair and she's disabled. She's unable to come. Please, give us that report. That was around December 2024. Then the correspondence went cold. They never responded.
In December 2024, after returning to Uganda, the family sought legal assistance to obtain what they described as complete medical records. The Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council was copied in the correspondence and later directed the documents be released to the patient.
They gave them a very short deadline to have that report sent to the medical council. And that's how I went and got it. Now, at the medical council, I was told, look, let's have this case here. I said, I'm not here for a case. I'm here to pick a medical report. How do I know that there is a case or not without looking at the evidence?
However, when some records were eventually obtained, the family says they found gaps, missing details, and unanswered questions. They point to unclear timelines, incomplete handover notes, and missing information about medical personnel involved in Gloria's care.
Part of what concerned us most, I have received here labor progress chart from this hospital. This labor progress chart has no name. It is just a blank sheet. I don't even know whom it belongs to. This is what I've been given.
Today, nearly 3 years after entering hospital to deliver her child, Namande continues to live with the consequences of that day. Once fully independent, she now requires support with daily activities and ongoing rehabilitation.
I'm still struggling. I can't move. I'm still going through therapy. I'm going through all these levels of therapy to help me revive my walking, my movements, and it's very painful.
She struggles with mobility and coordination and continues physiotherapy as part of a long recovery journey.
She's totally paralyzed on the right, and she also can't coordinate movements. So this machine helps her to kind of develop that skill and capacity. The brain, they call it neurotherapy. It can rehabilitate, relearn the process.
The financial burden has also been enormous.
The cost of evacuation alone was about 50 million. The bill at Nairobi Hospital was 9 million Kenya shillings, which comes to almost about 300 million. The cost of saving her life. And by the way, at that time, she was even unconscious. She doesn't even remember that period. The cost at Aga Khan was about 200 million. Now, maybe you're wondering, where do we get all this money? I don't have this money, but we had insurance. That insurance also reached its limits. So we had to pay out of pocket.
What was expected to be a routine delivery has resulted in years of treatment, rehabilitation, specialized equipment, and caregiving expenses running the family into huge financial difficulty. We also sought a comment from the president of the National Medical Association, who said he could not discuss the matter because it concerns a patient and medical ethics prohibit the disclosure of such information. Officials from the Uganda Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, the body that regulates medical practitioners and health facilities in the country, told us they are aware of the matter. However, they said the complainants have never formally petitioned the council to intervene. For Philip Kakande, however, the fight is for his wife to get justice by the doctors who were on duty that day, accounting for the hours that led to this incident that has left his wife paralyzed.
Her medical report is her right. Even if she's incapacitated, she has the next of kin. Who is legally recognized, who the hospital knows, who is asking for the report. It still is not being issued.
For Namande, being in this condition has made her reflect on mothers that have fallen victim of such uneventful circumstances.
Yeah, this is so painful. But my prayer is I get justice. The pain is too much. It's unbearable. So my prayer is that I get justice. And I pray that other women are protected. No woman deserves to go through this. So the hospital should be liable to such things which they are doing to destroy people's lives, and maybe even some women have died. I was just lucky that God saved my life, and I was lucky that I was evacuated to Nairobi. But if I'd stayed here, probably I would not be alive anymore.
Betty Mudondo, NTV. And now we move into Eco Talk. What if the plastic bottles we throw away could do more than pollute our environment?
At Chigo Prisons Primary School in Wakiso District, they are being turned into something surprisingly useful, a perimeter fence. With little money to build a conventional wall, the school has found an innovative way to keep trespassers out while giving discarded plastic value. For the pupils, it's a lesson in recycling, creativity, and finding solutions in unlikely places. We bring you this report by Benjamin Jumbe.
At first glance, from a distance, it looks like an ordinary school fence. But a closer look reveals an unusual construction material, used plastic bottles. This is Chigo Prisons Primary School, located in Mutungo Parish, Ndeje Division, Makindye Savaga Municipality, in Wakiso District. Today, it is attracting attention for an initiative that combines environmental conservation with the need for security.
To me, it has made market to my school because I always see the English men moving out of their cars. So to me, I'm going to renovate it. Every now and then, I have to make it more beautiful. There is someone who put us on TikTok. This is Chigo, made a very nice bottle fence. We reached even in London, where? Because of that bottle fence.
Instead of waiting for funds for a conventional brick or concrete wall, the school began exploring how discarded plastic bottles could be incorporated into a fence.
We used to be with very many trespassers here. They used to disturb us. And I thought of the idea of making the fence. I wanted to make a wall fence, but I did not have money.
We had a target of conserving our environment and a demand of the perimeter fence. So we decided to collect bottles from the environment and we made a fence out of it.
The school brought poles, hired a builder, and used concrete to secure the base of the poles. Binding wires were then used alongside the bottles to create the fence, with the school's environment club central to the initiative.
And we got nails. As we press them into fire, so once the nail is gets heat, we put our hole down there and even up. Then we pass through the wire meshes. Because we made every week, we used some learners to press these things. So lastly, we pressed it, we pressed the face, like 3 months to 4.
While the school could not with certainty estimate the number of plastic bottles used to make the fence, these were collected from the surrounding community by learners.
Where they live, they used to come with like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, up to when we get a sack and we put up. When you get a sack, you put them up.
For the pupils, however, the fence is also a lesson in seeing possibilities in what is normally considered waste.
I started feeling more interested because these bottles, some days back, we could see them as if they are not useful. But the moment I saw this fence, I started feeling more interested and looking for more and more bottles to do other projects.
These people, who was part of this initiative, says the project has changed how she looks at plastic materials.
Since we now know the use of plastic bottles and all plastic materials, we don't dump them anywhere.
The school says the fence is safe and has served its purpose.
We are no longer getting strangers inside here and keeping these learners safely inside here because no one can attack them.
But questions remain about its long-term durability.
2 years to 3 years when it's still there. Then after we renovate it, if we don't get destructions. As like our neighbors were saying, oh, there sometimes they press and they bypass.
Where we see space, we put more bottles to make it stronger.
The pupils are being encouraged not simply to identify an environmental problem, but to look for practical solutions. Plastic bottles, for example, have also been used for other purposes, including making waste bins and door mats.
When you look at those door mats, they are made from the bottle rings. You look at those ropes there, they are made from the bottle rings, even the bottle tops. So we are also protecting the environment in that way. You see how beautiful it is.
Beyond the waste bins and the bottle fence, the Chigo Prisons Primary School is also using this waste to make some teaching aids for the learners here.
We are even thinking about putting the poles, the iron poles, not those ones, in future.
What started as a measure to curb trespassing has actually turned out to be a very important environmental initiative here at Chigo Prisons Primary School. Learners are appreciating the need and the importance of protecting the environment from this plastic waste menace. And the communities are equally appreciating that out of this waste, important and useful products can be made. I'm Benjamin Jumbe, NTV EcoTalk.
Start something new, something uplifting, something so effortless and golden. A thirst-quenching burst of sweetness and malty flavor, so rich and full of memories. It's 100% taste, zero alcohol. Try it, savor it, feel it elevate every moment. Sip after sip, gulp after gulp. After all, life's about turning ordinary thrills into golden chills.
Start something malty with the new Evervest Malt Apple and Pineapple. Try the burst of sweetness and malty flavor. It's 100% taste, zero alcohol. Available in a shop or supermarket near you. Evervest Malt. Make every moment golden. Evervest Malt is from the makers of Pepsi Cola in Uganda.
Mami!
Wanje sabo.
Ukamotia. Wina kachi. Ha. Kagulini ziteka ko. Teka kagulini. I want everything, eh?
Okay.
Yes. So, when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey, Momo. Madam, remove the food. Put more meat. Add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now, these are the fruits of paying your loan is in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial *165*5# to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice?
Yes.
Juice in me.
Well, good evening, you're welcome. Let's now go into business. My name is Malcolm Sime, and we're going to start off with some corporate announcements because Equity Group Holdings has reported a strong first half performance with profit after tax going up 43.8 billion Kenya shillings, about 1.2 trillion Ugandan shillings if you convert that. Operating income going up 124.9 billion Kenya shillings, as the banking group expanded lending and deposit across the markets. Meanwhile, another Uganda Securities Exchange listed bank, Stanbic Bank Holdings, shareholders will share 220 billion Uganda shillings an interim dividend after the group reported a 28% rise in the first half profit to 356.6 billion. Stronger income from lending fees and trading lifted total income to 830.3 billion shillings as the group contributed to expand its balance sheet. So that's the equity there. And Stanbic Holdings Uganda, Stanbic Bank Holdings Uganda. Let's move on now. As Ugandan businesses move more transactions, customer records and operations online, cybersecurity is no longer a problem to be left to the IT department. Information Systems Audit and Control Association, a global professional organization for IT governance, is pushing boards and chief executives to take direct responsibility for the digital risks. Uganda lost more than 72 billion Uganda shillings to cybercrime in 2024 and continues to lose more. NTV's Betty Ndagire now reports.
The real vulnerability may therefore not be the technology itself, but the decisions behind it, from whether to fund cybersecurity training to where sensitive customer data is stored. ISAC's global research found that 53% of organizations surveyed were confident in their own digital trustworthiness.
So what we are telling every senior management member out there, every board member out there, every executive decision maker, please do listen when your technical people are requesting for budget to be able to secure the enterprises, the customers, the clients, the ecosystems that we have. Yes, Uganda does have the capacity to actually protect itself. Entities here in Uganda have that capacity. The question is, just like how a child learns to walk, when they fall down, falling down is actually part of the learning process. So there is no entity out there, be it in Europe, be it in the Americas, be it in Uganda, that cannot be attacked.
There is still low levels of awareness about the law because data is collected from you as an individual. But once someone collects that information, there are certain rights that emanate from that. I should ask you to update it or even delete it in certain circumstances or even share it with me. So the very first challenge is that the awareness is low. And then the organizations themselves, they are still coming up with measures on how they can comply with the law. So they are beyond the awareness. The law requires that once you collect that data, you should register with PDP or Personal Data Protection Office. Very many are not yet registered.
For businesses, the test of digital trust is simple. When an attack comes, can the organization protect its customers, recover quickly, and remain trusted? Betty Ndagire, NTV Business.
At the UAP Old Mutual Managing Director, Zacchaeus Kisesi, says bringing its insurance and asset management businesses together is creating new products that go beyond traditional protection as the group seeks to widen insurance access and strengthen customers' long-term financial resilience. Uganda's insurance industry, according to the records, recorded 603.9 billion Uganda shillings in cross-listed premiums in the first quarter of 2026. That's up 5.8% from a year earlier, with life insurance premiums rising 26% to more than 272 billion shillings. We have a conversation with between Chisesi and some reporters.
We have so many benefits that we can offer the market once we come collectively as one brand, whether in the life business, whether in the general business, whether in the asset management business. The market there sees one brand. So we asked ourselves, what are our strengths that we can lean on? And that's the reason why we started working together to launch benefits which we would never ever be able to do so if we were working individually. Now today we are continuing the conversation because the number of clients who said, why do we have to wait till we get an accident, or why do we have to wait till death in order to unlock a benefit? So we said, yes, there are those benefits, but while you are alive, you can also qualify for the motor comprehensive. So once you have your car, your 2 cars, your 3 cars, you have the benefit.
Solutions that combine protection with investment opportunities demonstrate the potential of the sector
to expand financial inclusion, improve access to insurance, and support individuals and families in building long-term financial resilience.
All right, on to the markets now, because the Uganda shilling strengthened against the greenback and supported by subdued corporate demand and continued inflows from remittances abroad and commodity exporters. Money market liquidity also improved, supported by government releases, while lending rates eased as the Bank of Uganda once again stayed out of the market or on the sidelines. On the other hand, on your screen, the equities, which rallied with both the all-share index and local companies indices advancing, as trading was dominated by activity in MTN Uganda. Total turnover topped 4 billion shillings across 54 deals executed, with market broadly positive today. In the global markets, trimmed gains, but kept near a level where they were really high on uncertainty over shipping through the Strait of Hormuz and other ongoing supply disruptions in the markets. Gold, on the other end, rebounded as the United States dollar weakened and global bond yields easing from multi-decade highs. Thank you for watching NTV Tonight. We are on air and online, so it means you can catch whatever you missed on our YouTube channel, plus our other social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe. Next up is sports.
There and their exit there. What is it?
So where is the building?
Fast, stress-free construction. Get your factory-made buildings in 12 weeks with SafBuild. Order yours now. SafBuild, a quality building solution from Uganda Bati.
Refresher.
Welcome to NTV Sports. Ntunga Saze Football Club will open up their Uganda Premier League account with the game against Uganda Prison side Maroons Football Club on September 2nd. The Maternal best side, who will host their home games at the Old Kira Road Arena, continue to prepare for their maiden season of top-flight football after recently gaining promotion from the big season.
Tunga Ngasaze FC has since grown through the FUFA football structure until this year when they gained promotion to the Uganda Premier League. The Mitiana community-based team is among the 4 sides promoted to the top flight after finishing second in last season's big league. Club president and founder Yosam Tegereje explains the club's growth.
We started inter-competitions between workers, amongst the workers. They started competing, and because the workers are very many, we pushed this thing to the village level until we were registered in the 1st division. Still, from there we pushed it up to the big league.
Defender Francis Agenonga, who was influential in the team's campaign in the big league last season, highlights some of the key factors that supported their promotion.
What helped us, I think, among the teams which were in the big league last season, we conceded the least goals in the league, and we had the most away wins. In that one alone in the big league, it is just enough. So that was what kept us going. Most of the grounds we went, our opponents managed to pick a point or 3 points from those places.
Agenonga is confident they have prepared well enough to put in a good show in the Uganda Premier League.
With the players we're working towards, seeing that first game, we make sure that we win it. So we are well prepared, physically, mentally, everything is just in place, and we are ready for the first game of the season.
The side is, however, lucky that they will start the new journey of their development with a sponsorship package of 100 million shillings, courtesy of Betika.
This 100 million is part of the different initiatives that we have launched today. As you've seen, we've launched the Man of the Match. This Man of the Match initiative is going to be given out to the best player on every game day. And we are going to be launching different initiatives that are going to be helping the fans and also helping the players of the club.
Black Power FC, Kataka FC and Kigezi Homeboys are the other teams promoted to the Uganda Premier League, which has been expanded from 16 to 18 teams. Noah Walakira, NTV Sport.
Now, the East Africa Secondary School Games have now entered the knockout stage ahead of the final day on Friday.
Ugandan schools continue to maintain a strong presence in this year's FEASSA Games, with several of them making the knockout stages. In netball, St. Mary's Chitende defeated fellow Ugandan side St. Noah Girls School Zana by 15 goals to reach the final. Chitende will now face Hamdan Islamic in tomorrow's final after the latter eliminated Kenya's Bukololo in the other semi-final.
As you have played St. Noah, we have won the game and we are preparing ourselves for the finals against any team that wins the semi-finals, Hamdan and the Kenyan team. So as we are preparing, I know that God is with us and we are ready to win.
As in terms of competition, Kenya has improved a lot. And Tanzania, even if you are seeing, they are watching their game, there is a lot of improvement from their game, the Kenyans and the Tanzanians. So it's not a mistake to see Kenya on semi-finals. The team has worked a lot.
In boys basketball, Uganda is guaranteed another title, with St. Cyprian High School Chabakadde and Amos College set to battle for the title. Meanwhile, in boys football, Uganda's Amos College and Chaldondo SS were eliminated in the quarter-finals. St. Mary's Chitende were the only surviving boys team by press time.
We are glad that we are progressing. Though the competition is tough, majority of the teams are progressing well.
413 teams representing schools from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Burundi and Rwanda are competing in 17 sporting disciplines. Uganda is seeking to extend its dominancy by winning the overall FEASSA Games Championship for a 6th consecutive time, with the performances so far keeping that ambition firmly on course.
And finally, the National Council of Sports and the Pamoja 2027 Africa Cup of Nations Local Organizing Committee have today launched work on the Sir Tito Winyi Sports Academy in Hoima District. The academy will also be used as a training ground for next year's Nations Cup, which will be jointly hosted by Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania. The work is being undertaken by the UPDF Engineering Brigade at a cost of 17 billion shillings and will be completed in 6 months. Felix Manyindo has the details.
The 2027 Africa Cup of Nations kicks off in June next year and preparations are in high gear in Uganda. In Hoima, the local organizing committee of Pamoja 2027 Africa Cup of Nations finals and the National Council of Sports have received land titles from the Church of Uganda for Satito Winyi grounds. The land will house the National Football Sports Academy, which will also serve as a training facility for teams at next year's Africa Cup of Nations finals.
Sports in Uganda is growing and it's a great trajectory of development. And after AFCON, we shall continue to see that all the other regions develop in a similar manner. As National Council of Sports, we are vested with the authority by law to develop all sports infrastructure now, and the money has already been planned.
The UPDF Engineering Brigade has been awarded the contract to construct the 17 billion shillings facility. The work is expected to take up to 6 months.
A multi-purpose building. The multi-purpose building will be the one where we shall have dressing rooms and changing rooms for players. Then there is also, we have pitch works. Here we will have the running track. But in this phase, we shall not work on the running track, but we shall give it the base up to asphalt level. Then afterwards, the tartan and other things will be done in phase 2. Then
we are handing over land. So people should know that money has not yet what? Come. But the church is very happy to hand over land, and the title, it was carved off. It is now in the names of the National Council of what? Of Sports, and we are remaining with the part which is ours. But we are supporting the government to a point of handing over land, even when we have not yet received the what? The money. That's it.
Uganda is in a race to ensure that June 18th, 2027 finds everything ready, with works currently ongoing at the Nelson Mandela National Stadium and various training grounds being worked on. Felix Manyindo, NTV Sport.
Thank you for joining us on NTV tonight this evening. I'm Betty Modondo, together with Susan Mujawa and Nanda on sign language. Stay tuned on NTV for the next program, which is Ebigambo Tebita with Anwar Katamba.